Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and today we are gonna do a comparison between my Louis Vuitton Neverfull bag and my Goyard Saint Louis tote. Here we have the co-stars of the video. Firstly, let me introduce to you my Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM in the Damier Azure canvas with the kind of beige, regular beige interior and the pouch that it came with. So this bag is now 6.5 years old, if I don't remember incorrectly. And it has the vachetta leather. This video is not going to be focusing on like the leather wearing and such. I do have a 5-year review of this bag if you're interested in those type of things, but this is more like focusing on the comparison between these two. But this is the Neverfull bag in question, and here we have my Goyard Saint Louis GM tote, which I did purchased this summer from Italy. So this is a newer bag for me compared to the other one, and it also comes with a pouch, but I think those are the facts that we're going to be discussing later on in this video. And I'm going to be very conflicting here because I feel that Louis Vuitton Neverfull would be the choice, like which one is better. I feel that Louis Vuitton Neverfull should be better in every like measurement, well, almost in everything compared to the Goyard tote. And yet my mind is, it's very strange place because for some reason I might prefer the Goyard one, but I think we'll get into this further along the video. So obviously these are in different sizes. This is the GM size, the biggest one of, well, probably the biggest one of the Goyard totes, versus this is the MM size, so the second biggest. Size wise, of course, like this is gonna be bigger than this. And if we want to have like how they fit, so here we have the Neverfull MM fits very nicely inside the Goyard, and there is still like some space left in here. So obviously the Neverfull is smaller, and the measurements can be found from both of these bags' websites, so I'm not gonna kind of go to that. That's obvious, they are not the same sized bags. But because both of them do have different sizes available of these tote bags, I guess we could kind of focus on the other similarities or differences that come with these bags. And then the size wise, that would be kind of up to you to decide which size would fit you and your life. If we start of the exterior point of view of these bags, so this has a Louis Vuitton Damier Azure canvas, which is very sturdy, very like, I'm not gonna say thick, but of course you can like do squishy on it, but it still has like some type of not structure, but it's a bit harder material in that way, so it's not like completely flimsy. It has a bottom like this, which is, there might actually be some dirt in it, I'm sorry, but as I said, it's quite old bag at this point, and the base is sewn on here like separately, so there is an area for the base, but no feet on this as it's a tote. It has these type of strings on the side where it is possible to make it like smaller, I guess. This is now something I'm doing for the first time ever with my Neverfull. So it is possible to like cinch it in a bit to make it a bit like tighter and smaller. And then it has leather handles which are attached to the canvas by sewn in through all of the edges. If we go inside the tote, and there might be something inside there, but it's like a big open space with one side pocket which has a zipper. So it is possible to like put something in there that you don't just want to be flapping around. It also has a somewhat closer, so you can click it like this. It doesn't have a zipper, so someone could still obviously like put their hand in here, but it's possible to like cinch it in a bit from the top. It came with a separate pouch, which has also this type of strap that you can clip here to create a wristlet, or then you can clip this into the bag. There is D-ring inside it, so that this will be attached to the bag. And it has a big pocket with a small side pocket there, and then you close it with a zipper. And this fits comfortably phone and other stuff, so it is like quite a good size, I would say. And that's pretty much the kind of exterior interior of the Neverfull. Now if we go to the Goyard one, so I have quite strong light facing me, so maybe you can see that the canvas on this one, it has, I don't know if you have in your cultures this type of like plasticky tablecloths, where if you spill some liquids on it, you can just wipe it off and it won't like absorb to anything. This kind of looks like that, and to be honest also feels like that as well. This has the Goyard print on it, where I believe that at some point in the history all of the Goyard bags were hand painted with this, but now they are using something, but that it's not all like hand painted here as far as I know, but they're using some technology to print on this to the canvas. But anyway, so this has a more plasticky feeling on this canvas. And as I did say that the Louis Vuitton canvas is more like hard on hand, so this is like quite the opposite. This is very soft, malleable, like it's yeah, very soft. Then if we look at the bottom, so this also has a specific area sewn as the bottom. It's really difficult to show because this is also quite big, but it's not as like structured as the Neverfull is in that way. The Goyard totes don't have the strings on the side, so you can't really like tie this to be smaller. Of course, you can like push the size maybe like inwards when you wear it like this, but nothing is like keeping it there. And the bag has also like leather trimming all around it, and the handles are sewn into the canvas. And let's hope now that the stitches are also visible here. So it is sewn in the middle, like directly in the middle, and then a few like around it, versus the Neverfull was like sewn all around this part. Then inside of it, it is just one big hole. There is no zip pocket, side pockets, anything, just basically an open space. And the difference is that the Goyard tote has like leather piping also inside the bag, which the Neverfull didn't. But other than that, it's just like an open hole. The Goyard tote also comes with its pouch. This is the pouch. It does fit a phone if you're wondering, but not really a lot more. It just has like one open area with a like button that you can pop open and close. And then there is a back slip pocket, which I don't know what I would really even dare to wear in that. I've seen quite many videos of people questioning like, what is this? Because there are like, for instance, not sure if I'm able to show this to you, but this is clearly sewn in with a very basic style. But when you open this, it has the edge here, which is like, why? I don't know, it feels a bit strange of like why they have decided to continue this here when it's like you have there a pocket and then mine would think that there is a pocket here, but there's not. So I think that's a tad odd, but this is not really any type of visible show side of like big heritage luxury. I feel like this is just like, we're gonna include a pouch to you. And with the Neverfull, there was this kind of leather strap that you can attach to different places or make this into a wristlet. There is a D-ring over here, so it's possible to attach something into this. But funny thing is that, as you can see, this very stylish, I don't even know what to call it. So this is the strap that you can attach to the pouch, but I have just made it into like this ball because you cannot detach this from the strap. So before I did this to it, which I'm probably, some people are now cringing over. They're like, what did you do to your bag? It was just flapping all over the place, like inside the bag, outside the bag. It was just like stuck on stuff. I didn't want to keep the pouch on it because then if the pouch was like under everything and then it was pulling on it and it was so annoying. I don't really use the pouch anyway, so I just tied the string into this so that it wouldn't be on my way. But that's a very strange decision, I feel like, from Goyard point of view, that they actually made this part of the bag. You can't take it off. And this is not really visibly pleasing, is it? But there it is anyway, keeping it real here. And that's pretty much the exterior, interior of this bag. Now, the Neverfull is not a structured bag by any means, but it is most definitely more structured than the Goyard one. So this is what happens to the Goyard bag when I hold it from the bottom. And this is what happens to the Neverfull when I hold it from the bottom. So definitely, like, if you don't have your bag stuffed, this is not something that will stay upright all day, all night without any help. No, not at all. But at least a bit more than the Goyard one. Versus the Goyard is just like collapses. As you might have seen, it just like comes down pretty much. I have, in all honesty, purchased a handbag organizer for my Neverfull because when I've worn this, it has been a lot for traveling and when I've needed a big tote, because I tend to not have a tote bag when going to work. And I felt that all my stuff were just like in here, couldn't find them. So I did buy a handbag organizer just to keep some kind of reality check in the bag. I have not purchased a handbag organizer for this because I wear this mainly at my work trips when I need to have like a lot of like laptops and clothes and all of that with me, and when there is a lot of stuff in here, it tends to be like okay with the shape. So I haven't really purchased anything to it. And like if these bags are worn and there is stuff in them, I would say that the Goyard Tote is more prudent of starting to sag, which probably comes as a no surprise to anyone. Like this. So the bottom kind of comes down. That's, I feel like, a personal preference. If you don't like that look, I don't really mind, actually. I like the really like relaxed feeling when I wear this bag, so I'm not that bothered of the like bottom sagging a bit. I've never had that issue with my Neverfull, even without the organizer in it. So the bottom with the stuff I carry in them, it stays like upright. Maybe if I would have the Neverfull GM, that might become something, so like size wise, but this size at least holds its shape pretty well, so I'm not worried about that. Now if we talk about wear and tear of these bags, so this is, I can't really say that I should compare the current wears and tears of this bag and that bag, because this is 6.5 years old and that is probably like 3 months old. So I can't really compare that. That's not really relevant here. But thinking of how this bag has worn, and then probably all the videos that all of us, if we're interested in the Goyard Tote, have seen on the internet. But let's start with this one. So the only thing I have noticed with this bag is that the vachetta has darkened. Surprise, surprise, that is what happens. And I don't mind that at all. I've carried quite heavy things in this, not necessarily like hundreds of kilos worth of stuff, but like maybe like 10 kilos at once or something. And I mean, there is something that I'm considering with these quite thin straps, but there is like nothing. There is no wear on anywhere on the leather, like other than the darkening. And I would say that maybe having some dirt inside the bag is one of the biggest things that I've noticed during these years. And that's just me being lazy. There is some dust and whatever from the times that I've worn it. But there is like nothing. The corners, there might be maybe some dirt in them, but they are not badly worn at all. I'm not like concerned of this bag in that way. I feel that this will last years and years and years and decades and all of that, because how I have worn this, which is quite a lot, in a way, but the way that I've worn it, it hasn't been the most like easiest for a tote bag. It looks phenomenal, like it looks great. The structure of the bag is still the same as when I bought it. There is like the leather that is lined or that goes around the bag. There are no marks on it. The handles are really great, or the straps, like there isn't really anything on this other than like color wise that would maybe give an estimation that this is not a brand new bag. Now then, I am also aware of those videos on YouTube of people pointing out the flaws with the Goyard Tote, and luckily, and phew, it's like 3 months old, I don't have any of those yet. There were like some pointing out that the glazing on the strap would wear badly, or then the leather piping would have something on it. I don't have those at this point. And then there were these like holes coming in to the corners of the bottom, and I will just show it here if it's like visible, but I don't have holes in the corners. So yeah, I can just say with the 3 months of experience that this doesn't show anywhere at this point, and neither should it. That, yeah, but like looking at some of the videos, some people had already some wear at quite short period of time. And I feel that like, even though I knew all of that was online about this bag and I still got it, I just felt that I should make my own judgment in a way with this. Like, I don't know how people wear their bags, and some of the reviews are, let's say, 5 years old or something like that. Maybe, hopefully, Goyard has done something to their structures of the bag, because some of the videos I saw that were like reviewing a bag of 1 year old, 2 year old, they didn't have exactly the same issues anymore. So maybe Goyard has also done something. But I am well aware that there are some challenging points of this bag, because originally this was made as a beach bag, so it wasn't made to carry heavy things. During these years, Goyard probably has done something to make it a bit more like sturdy from that point of view, but still the original purpose was not to carry heavy things, and that might be the reason why some of this just won't hold up. It's not an excuse, but that's just me trying to reason on something with this. If we talk about price point before we go into the factor of why I still like, regardless of all that I've just said here, sensible choice would be Louis Vuitton Neverfull, but still why I kind of still prefer this, so that to come still. But price point wise, so I purchased this one this summer before Goyard made their classic colors the same price as their like special colors. So I managed to get this with 1,250 euros. Hopefully I remember it correctly. That will be in my unboxing video of how much I paid for this. Now it is like something 200 euros more, because they matched the prices with the classic colors and the special colors. So now they just have colors which are the same price. So I paid 1,250 or 1,290, so less than 1,300. Now when I purchased this one, that was a while ago, and I paid 940, maybe something less than 1,000 euros, versus now today the same bag is 1,500, if I remember correctly, on Louis Vuitton's website. So especially when I purchased my Goyard Tote, which is bigger, I paid less for this than what I would pay today for this one. And even though when Goyard raised the prices to match all the colors, I think this is still a bit less expensive than a Neverfull. But that's just about pricing. So today they are approximately the same, and that's really, price is not a factor anymore. I feel that maybe earlier it might have been a bit when Neverfull just like the price went up, but Goyard didn't raise their prices that fast and that much. So there was a point where this was actually clearly less expensive as a tote than the Neverfull, but that is no more the case. Why do I still prefer the Goyard one over the Neverfull? I mean, it probably has something to do with it that it's new bag in my collection. I've had the Neverfull for many years. I've had my fair chance of wearing it, versus this is new. So like the newness might make me be more drawn to this bag. Maybe. And I can't really shut that out. Let's get back to this in 2 years of like what actually happens with these bags. But the thing that I'm actually quite drawn to is everyone that walks by me on the street doesn't know this print, doesn't know Goyard. It is not that hyped. It's something that I truly enjoy, and I don't mind when I wear my Neverfull that I see 10 Neverfulls when I'm just walking to the store. I don't mind it because I love my bag, so why wouldn't other people as well? And it's so easy to wear and all of that, so I get it. But when I'm out there, sometimes it's just nice that my bag would not be the center of everyone knowing that, okay, she has a Louis Vuitton handbag, even though I still love luxury brands. But I love the fact that this is not so overly hyped that everyone knows it. I feel good when I wear this. And that's partly the reason that I know what it is, but everyone doesn't. And that just makes me feel good. And that's a big part of it. Also, this is super easy to wear because this is so light. I'm not saying that the Neverfull is heavy, but because this has zero structure and you can like scrunch it in, super light. So the reason why I have a big tote is that I can carry a lot of stuff in it. It's great that the bag itself is not heavy. So that's one thing. And I'm kind of intrigued by the strategy that Goyard has. They don't have social media presence. They don't use influencers. It's kind of like you know type of brand. And I'm slightly annoyed that they don't have a website, that they don't produce their prices online and so on. I'm not really that person who feels that luxury should be super exclusive and blah blah blah. But and they could have their prices online. That's I don't really really enjoy that much. They could have them there. But it's still the fact that they are not like overly saturated everywhere. But like if we consider this one, this is of course an entryway to Goyard with the price point. But the price point is quite doable if you are in luxury world. So it's not like that expensive to kind of get this. And like even though they are in a way exclusive to those people who actually either have a connection to an essay at Goyard or then are able to visit a Goyard store. So that way it is exclusive, but it's not that all of their items would be out of everyone's price range. And I do like that. So I love that strategy. It's a nice change when thinking of like luxury designer world, what they've chosen. And that just, I like that. And I really wanted to test this because I've been looking at it for many years, and I have to admit that the social media reviews kind of had made me hesitant for a while. And then I was just like, I make my own decisions. Like, it's my money. If the same thing happens to me, I can't really say that I wasn't warned. But yet I've also seen good reviews of this, or not, let's say that all of the things doesn't happen to every bag. So I was just like, I'm gonna go with what I want and not something that I am now influenced to not buy something because of other people, even though I want to buy it. So that's the reason why I went with this bag. And I've also already received comments on the videos where I talk about this bag that it has such a poor quality, it's gonna have holes and all of that. Well, then that is my fault, isn't it? I decided to spend the money even though I had seen also these type of reviews of it. So it is what it is, and I made my choice. But honestly speaking, I think they are both great, and it's more like what are you more drawn to? So if you are like me and you really love how it looks, and at least for me, like I love how it looks when I wear it. It goes with everything. The canvas has a bit more like chic look to it, in my opinion, just subjective here, than the Neverfull. So I'm just like, if you feel the way I do, or if you feel differently in any way but you want it, I think you shouldn't let social media stop you from getting it. But like from the all reasonable point of views and perspectives, like Neverfull is a pretty good bag, and yeah, maybe I'll just be happy that I have both. That was it. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.